So, good morning students. In the previous class, we discussed about that what is the normal equilibrium. So, what is the different questions are coming from based on the normal equilibrium as discussed yesterday. So now, today class is an important class. So, this concept is a specific heat. We will discussing concept is a specific heat. So today concept where class what is the specific heat, what is the specific heat, what are the formula for the specific heat. So these are all we are learning in this class. So before that going to the concept specific heat, we are doing a small activities. So what are the activities we have done? So we know in the previous class we are introduced the Q means heat energy. Heat energy. So what is the heat energy? The heat is a form of energy which is transferred from hot body to cold body. It is the heat energy. But in the previous classes, we are not have one specified formula for the finding of the heat energy. But we know what are the units of the heat energy. What are the how you are finding the heat energy means we have no specified formula. So that's why we are introduced the temperature. So these are we are all are studying in that previous class. So we are introduced the only we have a units are there only, but there is no formula for the finding of the heat energy. So how you are finding the formula for the heat energy? So for the finding of the heat energy, we are doing two different activities are there. So based on these activities, we have a derived relations between the heat energy to some physical quantities. Okay, now what are the activities you have done? So first of all, here heat energy is directly related to the mass of the substance, means M. And another one, the heat energy is also related to the changing temperature. So actually the heat energy must be depends on the two physical quantities. What are they? One is the mass, another one is the changing temperature delta T. The two are there. How the heat energy is related to the mass? How the heat energy is related to the changing temperature? We are discussed based on the some different activities. Are you clear? So first activity. What is the first activity? What is the relation between the heat energy and mass? Heat energy and mass. So here we are observing the three physical quantities are there. One is the heat energy, another one is the mass, another one is the changing temperature. Here when you are observing the relation between the heat energy and the mass, we are considering as changing temperature is a constant. Are you clear? So when you are observing the relation between the heat energy and mass, what you are taking the conditions, the changing temperature must be a constant. In case we are getting the relation between the heat energy and changing temperature, on the time what is the constant? Mass is the constant. Are you clear? So now, what is the first activity? In the first activity, I am taking one container, two containers are there. I am taking the two containers. In this container, in the first container, I am taking 100 grams of water. Here 150 grams of water. So I will keep one thermometers here, and also here also I am taken the thermometer. So what is our aim? What is our main theme? I want relation between heat energy and mass based on the activity. So in this activity, what is your taking condition? The changing temperature must be a constant. So that's why what I am taking, I am taking the two different containers. In the first container I am taking the 100 grams of water. The second container I am taking the 150 grams of water, but the masses are different. So I am giving the heat energy. I am giving the heat energy for the heat energy to be two containers based on the Bunsen burners. We are giving the heat energy. Gradually we are giving the heat energy. What you are observing here? So here what I am observing, when I am giving the heat energy, what happened? Automatically temperature raises up to the 3 degrees centigrade fastly. But here what happened? Here the mass is 100 grams. Here mass is 150 grams. So up to the T temperature, I want T temperature means what is the condition? I want the relation between the heat energy and mass. But what is the condition? The changing temperature is constant. So that's why up to 3 degrees centigrade, I want 3 degrees centigrade. The 100 grams of water is fastly reaches the 3 degrees centigrade. But 150 grams of water, it takes some time. More time to 100 grams. Are understood? So I am taking the two containers. The one container is filled with 100 grams, another container filled with 150 grams. I am giving the one thermometer. I am give the heat energy to the two containers, but I am observing the temperature changing up to 3 degrees centigrade. So 100 grams of water is a fastly reach the temperature 3 degrees centigrade, but the 150 grams of water takes more time compared with 100 grams. Are understood? What is the reason behind that? That 150 grams of water takes more time. Because here 100 grams, the mass is less. Here 150 grams, mass is more. So that's the mass is more means it's getting up to 3 degree temperature. It wants more heat energy. So in case in third container, I am take 200 grams of water. Temperature is same temperature up to 3 degrees centigrade. So I am give heat energy. So what you are observing here? So in this case, this is the first case, this is the second case, this is the third case. What you are observing in three cases? In the first case, the first case water takes less time to reach the T temperature. The second one takes some more time compared with the first case. The third case is take more time to compare with the second case. So why the here take more time, sir? Because the mass will be increases. The quantity of the mass will be increases. What happened? The gaining heat energy will be increases. So that's why from that situation we are right. What is that? The gaining heat energy is directly proportional to the heating energy will be increased by the increasing of the mass. So that's why it is directly proportional to mass here. Have a getting one relation. What is the relation? The receiving or releasing or gaining heat energy is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. What does that mean? We have taken lower mass of the substance. when you are burn, it gives lower heat energy. The mass will be increases automatically, burning heat energy will be increases. For example, we are giving heat energy in any body, that mass is less, it takes less heat energy. The mass is more, what happened? The heat energy is also be more. So that's why we have getting one relation between the heat energy and mass. What is that? The gaining or released heat energy. The gaining or released heat energy is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. Mass of the substance. It is the first relation for the heat energy and mass. Are you clear? So what is the first relation? Released or gained. Released or gained heat energy is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. So that's why we are right. Q is proportional to 1. That is taken as an equation 1. So now getting first relation is over. First is over. So in the same time, for the same situation, we are observing the second. So second means, do you want which relation? So I am writing here first relation. U is proportional to M. This is the first relation. So first relation is over. What is the relation between the heat energy and mass? The heat energy is directly proportional to the quantity of the substance. Then which heat energy? Gained or released? The gained or released heat energy, it is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. So now we are under another relation. What is another relation? For the heat energy and changing temperature. What is the condition? The heat energy, I want relation between the heat energy and changing temperature. I want two physical quantity. Which is a constant? Yes, mass is a constant. In the previous concept, what is the constant? I want P is proportional to M. Which is a constant? Delta T is constant. But here, I want the relation between the heat energy and changing temperature. Which one is a constant? Mass of the substance is a constant. So, for the deriving the relation between the heat energy and changing temperature, we are doing activity. That activity, what is the condition? Mass must be a constant. Are you clear? So now we have taken same. So mass is a constant means I am taking the three containers. The three containers have the same quantity of the mass. So here also 100 grams, here also 100 grams, here also how much? 100 grams of water will take. But what you are observing? The changing temperatures. So there is a relation between the heat energy and changing temperature. But what is the constant? Mass is a constant. That's why in the first case, in the second case, in third case, in three cases, we should take it as a same mass of the water. Same mass of the water. Now, first I am observing here. In the first case, I am observing 5 minutes. Here, 10 minutes supply the heat energy. 15 minutes supply the heat energy. Are you clear? I am in the first case, I am giving 15 minutes time to give the heat energy. Second, 10 minutes. Third, 15 minutes. So what you are observing in this case? The changing temperatures. Here, after 5 minutes, I am observing the temperature changing in the delta 1. Here, delta 2. Here, delta 3. Means up to 5 minutes I will give heat energy. So then changing temperature delta 1. After that second case 10 minutes delta 2. Third case delta 3. What you are observing in that here? What you are observing delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. After finding the changing temperatures, you know that one thing. What is that? Delta 1 is less than delta 2 is less than delta 3, delta T3. How you are told that is this one? According to the experiment, we are observing that in the first case changing temperature is less than the second case, less than the third case. Why is the temperature why it is gradually increases? Because of the here you are give 5 minutes heat energy in the first case, 10 minutes heat energy in the second case. 15 minutes heat energy is the third case. That's why in the three cases where we are giving more heat energy. So in the third case we are giving more heat energy. So that's why we are giving more heat energy. The temperature is more. So next 10 minutes we will give some less. So temperature will decreases. In 5 minutes temperature will be decreases. That's why what you are observing in this activity, the quantity of heat energy will be increases. That means the gaining or released heat energy is directly proportional to what is that, from 5 to 10 to 10 to 15. So the temperature will be, heat energy will be increased. Heat energy will be increased. What happened? The change in temperature is also increased. That means one quantity will be increases, automatically another quantity will be increases. That's why that is which proportionality? That is called direct proportionality. That's why Q is directly proportional to delta T. Are you clear? So this is the second relation. What is the first relation? The quantity of the substance will be increased. The mass is also be increased. In the second case, what you are observing, delta T will be increased automatically. The quantity of heat energy also be increased. That's why both are in proportionality. Means the two conditions from the two activities we are learning two different relations. What is that? First one is Q is proportional to M. The second one is Q is proportional to delta T. So here all of you remembering one thing. When the Q is proportional to M means what is the constant? Delta T is the constant. In the second case, Q is proportional to delta T means first one mass is a constant. So that's why for the finding of the formula for the heat energy, we have from the activities we are know the two relations. What is that? Q is proportional to M. Q is proportional to delta T. Are you clear? So Q is proportional to M means the gaining or released heat energy that is proportional to the mass of the substance. Second one, the gaining or released heat energy is direct proportional to the changing of the temperature. Okay, are we clear? From the two relations, we are right Q is proportional to M delta T. What is that? Q is proportional to M delta T. Q means gaining or released heat energy, M means mass of the substance, delta T is equal to delta T means change in temperature. So that's why here remembering are the most important concept here. So here Q is proportional to M delta T. This means this heat is in proportionality. It is in proportional relation. When the proportionality is converted as a equality, do you want some constant? That's why we take Q is equal to some constant S into M into how much? Delta T. Are you clear? So we have getting one formula for that heat energy. So in the first class we are discussing we have no formula for the heat energy up to the olden days. So after that the scientists are doing different types of experiments or activities. Due to that experimental activities they are finding some relations between the heat energy and physical quantities, remaining physical quantities. That's why what is the formula for heat energy? Q is equal to S M delta T. Are you clear? So now what do you know? What is the Q? The gained or released heat energy. Clear? M mass of the substance. Delta T change in temperature. Clear? But we have a new physical quantity is there. Yes. So here S is called proportionality constant. So and give some name to the S. That S is called specific heat. What is the S? S is called specific heat. Are you clear? So S is a specific heat. So from that specific heat, what the formula for specific heat? S is equal to we are right Q by M delta T. What the formula for specific heat? S is equal to Q by M delta T. So remembering all of you. So we are studying about a specific heat. But from that doing some activities. From that activities, do you know Q is proportional to M, Q is proportional to delta T, Q is equal to Sm delta T. From that we have a formula is there. That formula is a specific heat formula. S is equal to Q by M delta T. So how you got defined the specific heat? Remembering all of you, in the physics, maximum definitions all depends upon the formulas. We have a good idea about the formula, you are easy to know the definitions, you understand the definitions easily. So in some physical quantities, formulas S is equal to Q by M delta T. For the definition of the specific heat is simple. Remembering all of you one thing. What are the denominators? What are the denominators? What are the denominators? Mass and delta T are the denominators. So first the denominators you should take it as a 1. Means M is equal to 1 unit. Delta T is also be 1 unit you should take. Then what happened? S is equal to Q. Are you clear? So main theme of the definition of the specific heat we have taken like this. What is that? When M is equal to 1 unit, delta T is equal to 1 unit, then specific heat is equal to what is that? Q. Q means gained or released heat energy. So how you are define the specific heat? Remembering all of you. The amount of heat energy. The amount of heat energy required to means S is equal to Q means the specific heat is a Q means what is the Q? The amount of heat energy required for what? Should take M is equal to how much? 1 unit. 2 unit mass of the substance. Unit mass of the substance. Okay. So in the 3 conditions, 2 conditions are over. S is equal to Q. Specific heat is nothing but the amount of heat energy required for mass is how much? 1 unit. That means unit mass of the substance. For what? For delta T is how much? Delta T should take it how much? 1. Delta T means changing of the temperature how much? 1 degree centigrade. So that's why the unit of mass, this unit mass of the substance 2. For what? The temperature increase how much? 1 degree to raise the temperature. How much units? 1 degree centigrade. Are you clear? What is the definition of specific heat from that? From that formula I am defined. What is that? Numerator, denominators are taken as a 1. Then S is equal to Q. S is nothing but specific heat. Specific heat is nothing but the amount of heat energy. So that's why the amount of heat energy required to for whom? For whom? Unit mass of the substance. For whom? Unit mass of the substance. For what? To raise the temperature 1 degree centigrade is called specific heat. Specific heat. Are you clear? All of you know that the definition of the specific heat is most important. What is that? The amount of heat energy. The amount of heat energy required to unit mass of the substance to raise the temperature. How much? 1 degree centigrade is called specific heat. So in a 1 mark question we asking what is the definition of specific heat? Simply write that the amount of heat energy required to unit mass of the substance to raise the temperature 1 degree centigrade. Sometimes you ask what is the formula for specific heat? S is equal to U by M delta T is the formula for the specific heat. So sometimes he is asking what are the units of specific heat? So units in SA system, simple what is the formula? S is equal to Q by M delta T. Q means heat. What are the units of heat energy in SA system? Joule. So that's why joule by mass kg delta T kil. In CGS system, simple. What are the units of heat energy in CGS? In the previous class we have learned. What is that? Calorie. Good. Calorie by gram degree Celsius. So these are the units of the specific heat. So in the SSC public examination, the concept of the specific heat, they asking three different types of model questions are there. What is that? First one, definition of the specific heat. Second one, it is the most important. So many times we asking what is the formula for the specific heat. It is in half mark bit. So many times you asking bit, one half mark bit. What is that? What is the formula for the specific heat? What is the formula for the specific heat? So that's why, what is the formula for specific? Remembering all of you, S is equal to Q by M delta T. Sometimes you asking half mark bits. What are the units of the specific heat in SI system or CGS system? Joule by kg Kelvin, calorie by gram degree centigrade. So don't confuse. Sometimes they ask you this one is also write like this: joule, kg inverse, Kelvin inverse, or calorie, gram inverse, degree Celsius inverse. So the two notations are there for the expressing the units of specific heat. Are you clear? So this is the concept of a specific heat. Are you clear? So what you are learning in this concept? So do you know learn about a specific heat? Before the studying of the specific heat, we are doing two activities. Based on two activities, you know that Q is proportional to M. The quantity of the gaining or released heat energy is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. Second point, the gaining or released heat energy is directly proportional to the changing of the temperature. From the two relations, we are right formula for the heat energy. Q is equal to S M delta T. So here S is about specific heat. What is the formula for the specific heat? S is equal to Q by M delta T. So now, how you are define the specific heat? The amount of heat energy required to unit mass of the substance to raise the temperature 1 degree Celsius is a called specific heat. Once again, this is the most important definition. Remembering all of you simple. What is the definition of specific heat? The amount of heat energy. The amount of heat energy required to unit mass of the substance. Unit mass of the substance to raise the temperature. What is that? To raise the temperature 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat. Are you clear? Then so many papers they asking what is the number of times repeated question. This question is the most important half mark bit for SSC public examinations. What is that? What is the formula for specific heat? Asked. What is the formula for specific heat? S is equal to Q by M delta T. So what are the units? Joule by kg Kelvin, calorie by gram degree centigrade. So these are the units of the specific heat. So after that, how you are converted the units of the specific heat from CGS system to SI system? Okay. So here we know what is that in the CGS value calorie by gram degree Celsius. It is converted into joules. But we have one conditions are there. What is the condition? 1 calorie is equal to how much? 4.2 joule or 4.196 or 4.196 joule. Second one, 1 gram is equal to how much? 10 power minus 3. Remembering all of you, not 10 power 3. 1 gram is equal to 10 power minus 3 kg. After that, 1 degree Celsius is equal to 1 Kelvin. There is no difference. Why? Celsius Kelvins, there is divisions are same. means in the Kelvin scale how many divisions are there? The Celsius scale 100 divisions are there. So that's why C is proportional to C plus to K. So you know that three values. The three values are substituted here. Calorie. What is the calorie? 4.2 joule. Next, by gram. 1 gram is what? How much? 10 power minus 3 kg. Degree centigrade means Kelvin. These values are substituted in the above equation. 1 calorie by gram degree Celsius is equal to 4.3 into this 10 power minus 3 taken to numerator. How much? 10 power 3 into what is that? Joule by kg Kelvin. So here 4.2 means I am write as a 42 by 10 into 1000, 10 cube means I am write 1000. How much? Joule by kg Kelvin. Simply cancel 0 0. 42 into 100 means how much? 4200 joule by kg Kelvin. What is that? 1 calorie by gram degree Celsius is what? How much? How much? 4200 joule by kg. It is another. It is also write as a 4100. How much? 86 joule by kg Kelvin. Are you clear? This is important relation. 1 calorie by gram degree Celsius is what? How much? 4200 joule by kg Kelvin or 4186 joule by kg Kelvin. Are you clear? So this is the relations between serious and SI units of specific heat. Okay, so this is the concept of a specific heat. So in this specific heat, all of you remembering for the public examination, they asking 1 mark question for the definition, half mark question for the formula, and again half mark question for the units, and again half mark questions for the relation between the serious units and the SI units. Okay, so that's this is the concept of a specific heat. So tomorrow the next class is how you are finding the specific heat of a solids. So today class we have a clear about that what is the specific heat, what is the specific heat definition, what is the formula for the specific heat, what are the units of the specific heat, what are the relations between the specific heat units in SI system and the serious system. Tomorrow to discuss the next class is a completely based on the what is the how you are finding the specific heat of a solids. So for the finding of the specific heats of the solids, okay, specific heats of the solids, we have taken the one method that is called method of mixer. What is that? Method of mixer. So tomorrow discuss about that what is the method of mixer. So how you are finding that method of mixer is mixing temperatures. Okay, tomorrow discuss in the next class. We discuss about that what is that, what are the how you are what is the method of mixer, what is the method of mixer, how you are finding the mixing temperatures of the mixers. This is discuss tomorrow. Thank you for the listening class.